what it will look like in the future. It's very exciting. I love the project. I'm really interested in how this project will help to further diversify our economy. I think that's tremendous. I think it's super exciting to be in the space of medical innovation. And that's just really great for Charlotte and great for Mecklenburg County. So I think that's super exciting and really appreciate that aspect of it. But of course, I do have some concerns and some questions about the benefits to taxpayers. Okay, because that's our job. I believe that's our job, is to really put it to the test and make sure that we're getting the most bang for the buck. I think a lot of the presentation is a bit vague. It's extremely complex. There's just a lot of complexity in here. And we should really be taking our time looking at all of these different components. So another question is, why should taxpayers pay for the infrastructure for the project? And I think Mr. Zeiler, has done a great job of explaining, how this is about infrastructure, horizontal infrastructure improvements that government needs to be a part of. But I want to push back on that a little bit because, I know in my district, and I'm pretty sure this is true all over the county, is that the taxpayers in my district are having just a really hard time with the fact that infrastructure improvements for them do not come along with development. And so they're stuck in traffic for really long periods of time. Their schools are massively overcrowded. They don't have sidewalks where they want sidewalks. They don't have parks where we need parks. They don't have greenway connectors. And so, it's just a little bit hard for me to think about voting for a TIG to invest all of this into one project that will benefit one group of people. And so that's a little hard for me right now. Small and medium-sized businesses, let alone just the individual taxpayers, but small and medium-sized businesses who want to improve infrastructure for their businesses don't have the ability to come to us and ask us to give them money to pay for their infrastructure. So that is a bit of a problem for me. So if we just take, for example, the 800 space parking deck, okay? So I want to just use my little whiteboard here. All right, so it's $28 million, right? $28 million. Okay, this is for a parking deck. It's 800 spaces. I've done the math on this, just by the way. It's $35,000 per parking space. Okay? And then, my first thought is, well, does that really align with our values to put all of this money into a parking deck? Okay, because, parking decks aren't very green. They're not very environmentally friendly, right? So as the county that's really concerned with the environment, why would we want to put, this is the biggest ticket item on your list, $28 million for a parking deck. Okay, so I have a little problem with that. And so, a parking deck is a cash cow, right? Who's making the money on this parking deck? Is it going to be free parking to the public? I kind of doubt it. Is it going to be for the people that work in the businesses around there? Are they going to get it free? Or are they going to have to pay for it? So this is a cash cow for somebody, but I'm not quite sure who. So I have a question about that. So it's not super environmentally friendly, but we're also being asked to invest $9 million, okay, $9 million in greenways, right? So we're going to have greenways for $9 million and the parking deck for $28 million. I have done this math too. It's $37 million. Okay, so $37 million. It kind of just, that's like almost the entire amount for the county that's being asked for. So, you know, why wouldn't we make it, you know, Mr. Woods said in his presentation that part of the reason to put it in this location was because it would be near transportation. Okay, so if it's near transportation, what do we need a parking deck for? Okay, because, you know, why don't we take light rail and have a free shuttle that takes people to the location instead of investing $28 million into a parking deck?